we're going to start by creaming our softened butter. Oops, just low speed. You see the reason why it's very important to use softened butter. Can you imagine if you're using a hard butter here, you will not be able to cream it like this. Okay, so I'm just gonna start adding the icing sugar. Because I'm using the hand mixer, I just want to add it small amount at a time so that it doesn't just fly around. If you are using a stand mixer, you can just easily, put the icing sugar one time and start mixing it. Yeah, this is definitely a good job for the stand mixer. Okay, so I can see that the sugar has been absorbed, mixed, so I'm gonna add more sugar. Before I continue, I'm going to add the vanilla extract. Okay. So as I mentioned earlier, try to use a good quality pure vanilla extract. Okay, now we're going to add our egg white. So this is going to lighten the butter and the sugar mixture. Oops. No, forgot that. It will look like it's curdling. That's normal. So we want it to be in a lighter consistency when we start adding the flour. Okay, let's just stop and scrape the bowl again. So it's very important to use a large bowl. As you can see, this is the largest mixing bowl that I have, and still it's almost overflowing. And now we can start adding the flour. Let me just grab this here. So I'm just going to add salt in the flour mixture and just mix it. Okay, and just like the sugar, we're going to add it gradually. Okay, just mix this a little bit more. Okay, we're just going to add the flour. Okay, and then start at low speed again. Even if you're using the stand mixer, do not add the flour just one dump, because that's a lot of flour. Okay, you want to be able to mix it thoroughly, so that's why we want to make it like add it slowly. So it's starting to look like a cookie dough now, but it's still soft. There's still a lot of flour to add and a lot of additional ingredients for the variation. So we're putting a lot of work in our hand mixer here. Okay, almost there. Okay, and then the last batch, dump of flour. Okay, so once you don't see any more streak of raw flour, then you should be okay. I can still see some at the bottom, so I'm just going to So do not be afraid to overmix this because there's a lot of butter in this recipe. So there's, you know, the concern about gluten formation. So, okay. Okay, I'm just gonna scrape the... These still looks soft, as you can see. Yes, soft, but this is what we want. So it looks really still soft to be a cutout cookie, but we are going to put additional ingredients for some of the for most of the variations. So there you go. Okay, so we have now our base cookie dough. So as you can see, it's quite still soft. Just put it. It's still soft, but this is okay because we're going to add more ingredients when we make the variations, at least for most of them, except for the butter cookie, which we are going to pipe, and this is perfect consistency for piping. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is, because we're going to divide this into 5 portions as equally as possible, I am going to use a kitchen weighing scale. So if you are into baking, I highly recommend that you invest in a kitchen weighing scale. It's not as expensive, but it's very useful, especially for making cookies and, you know, portioning dough for bread and stuff like that. Okay, so let's just do that. So now once you know the weight, you divide it by 5 for at least 400 grams per batch, or you can divide it smaller if you want to make more cookies, different variation of cookies. So let's do 400 each. Okay, so far this is what we end up with. We have 5 portions of the basic cookie dough. For the butter cookie, you can use this as is. Just put it in a piping bag and just use the and shape it to the to whatever shape you want to shape it. For the other variations, we need to add more ingredients because this is kind of too soft for a cutout cookie. Okay, so let's start with the butter cookie, and we're going to use a piping bag to do that. So what I'm going to do is just to put the dough in the here. So I am using a Wilton 1M. And we just want to press it to remove the air. And we are going to pipe it. There you go.
Christmas tree, oh Christmas tree, thy leaves are so unchanging.
Now, if you don't want to use the cookie dough for now because you want to save it for baking later, as I mentioned before, this you could make the cookie dough 10 days ahead of time and just keep it refrigerated. What you can do is, if you don't want to use it now, you can actually just wrap it in a plastic wrap and then put it in the refrigerator like so. Okay? it properly. And there you go. And then just put it in the fridge. And then when you're ready to use it and you want to add the flavors like the almond flour and the extra flour and whatever flavorings, make sure to just take it out of the fridge maybe 30 minutes to 1 hour so that it's softer to mix, and then you can add the other additional ingredients for the variety.
Christmas tree, oh Christmas tree, much pleasure thou canst give me. Oh Christmas tree, much pleasure thou canst give me. How often has the Christmas tree afforded me the greatest glee? Oh Christmas tree, much pleasure thou canst give me. Oh Christmas tree, thy candle shines so brightly. Oh Christmas tree, thy candle shines so brightly. From base to summit, gay and bright, there's only splendor for the sight. Oh Christmas tree, thy candle shines so brightly. Oh Christmas tree, how richly God has decked thee. Oh Christmas tree, how richly God has decked